Hi, Deirdre McNamara here. I'm just going to do a quick video showing you some of the real basics, the very first things you should know when you're using Microsoft Word. I'm using Office 365. It's very similar to Office 2019, but this really works in any version of Office that you have. So I've opened a document here and I've just put some typing in to save me some time in this video. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to show you was how to do selection. So when you're selecting text, traditionally on the internet, if you're trying to select something, you use your mouse and you go click and you drag. So you can click and drag across the text, and if you keep the mouse button held down, you can make it longer or shorter. So most people know that method already. Okay, the second method then with your mouse is your double click. So you might have this word here, the word selection, and you want to double click it. So 2 fast clicks with your left mouse button and it selects the word. So if I want to select this word down here, double click on it and it selects the word. Another method of selection with your mouse, and a lot of people don't use this one, but it's very handy, I use it a lot, is to come out into the margin. And you'll notice that the mouse has turned slightly right. So if I click and drag while I'm out in the margin, you can see it selects a whole block. And it very easily selects a whole block of text out here. The trick is keep away from the text. Don't be here beside the text. Come right out into the margin and then click and drag out in the margin and it selects. And then when you let go, the area is selected. Okay, next thing I want to show you is, for example, how to get capital letters. So this is just a photograph of a keyboard here so you can see what I'm talking about. There's a caps lock button here and I would like to remove this from all keyboards. I never use it. Okay, so don't use this button here. When you want to get a capital letter, for example, the capital letter A here, you hold down the Shift key and it's this button here underneath the caps lock. Sometimes it says the word Shift on it or sometimes it just has that up arrow. There's one over this side and there's one over this side as well. Okay, so you hold this down as you tap the letter A. So I'm just going to do that now. I'm holding it down, I tap the letter A and you get a capital A. Without holding it, you get a small a. Other things to point out to you as well would be, for example, if you want to get the percentage symbol, so it's on top of the 5 here. So to get that percentage symbol, I hold down the Shift key down here as I press the 5. If I don't hold it down, I get a 5 by itself. If I hold it down, I get the percentage symbol. So that's how you get all the items on the top. Okay, next thing to know about is how to use Backspace and Delete. So a lot of people think that they're the same, but actually they're very similar, but they work in opposite directions. Okay, so up here you've got I've got typed out the two words Backspace and Delete. So delete works in this direction here. So on the keyboard there is a delete key. It says the word delete on it, and if I press the delete key, you can see it pulls. Here's the cursor I have. It pulls the information over to the right. So here it's getting rid of all of the information that's to the right. Okay, so delete works to the right, and backspace, that's this button here on your keyboard. Sometimes it says the word backspace, sometimes it's just an arrow on your keyboard. It works in that direction over to the left. It gets rid of anything to the left of you. Okay, next thing I want to show you is how to do movement. So we've got text here, my cursor is here. You can easily move by clicking with your mouse, but another way to move is to use these 4 arrow keys here on your keyboard. Okay, so I would tend to use them a lot. So I'm now tapping the down arrow key and you can see it moves you about nice and handy. Okay, other things you can do is you can use the home key. So on your keyboard you've got home, so just press home by itself, and you can press end by itself. Okay, another way to use these arrow keys in here and to move along quite quickly is to hold down the control key. So you can see my cursor is here. If I hold down control and I do the left arrow, you can see I'm jumping along nice and fast through the text. So control and the arrow keys moves you around nice and quickly. Okay, so at the moment this address here is all on a single line. What happens if I want to move it down onto separate lines? So if I place my cursor here just beside the D of Donegal, and on my keyboard I'm going to press the enter key. That's that funny shaped key here. Okay, so it's enter. Sometimes it says the word enter and sometimes it's just this bent arrow thing. Okay, over here. So if I press enter, it pushes all of the rest of the text down onto a new line. So I can move here to county and press enter, and move to the air code and press enter. And then I think actually I'd really like my address. I've had a change of heart. It's too spaced out. I'd really like to bring it all back up into the same line. So I have my carriage returns displayed. These are these funny little backward cues here. And this button up here, the show hide button, will display and hide them. So if I display them over here and I place my cursor beside here, this carriage return here is forcing the Donegal town onto a new line. To bring the Donegal town up onto the same line, I need to get rid of this carriage return. Okay, so I move to the end of the line and on my keyboard I press delete because it's to the right of me. So I move to the end and press delete, and move to the end and press delete. Okay, and again, to get rid of all of this, using some of the skills I learned earlier, I move out into the margin. This is just rubbish that we were typing earlier. Out into the margin to select and press delete on my keyboard. Okay, see you later.